Hey guys, I wanted to stop in a minute and show you something. You see where I'm at. I'm at the top of a mountain that was a tough climb to get here. I walked up and snow's on, it's a beautiful day, and I thought, well, I'll just walk to the top of this mountain. I haven't done that in a long time, and there's a good reason that I haven't done that in a long time, because it's really hard. Harder than I remember, actually. But I'm glad I did come here simply because of the view that's here. I mean, it's worth it. It's worth the climb, and it's worth it to be up here in this gorgeous day. But I'm reminded of climbing this mountain. It reminded me of something. There's of something Jesus did. You know the story about the little boy that everybody knows, the little story about the little boy that had the loaves and the fishes and how they fed thousands of people with them. And Jesus fed them all, and they were all filled and everything. But you may not know what at least one of the accounts gives of what happened after that. The Bible says that Jesus heard them start talking among themselves, and these people decided that they were going to force him to be their king. They were going to force him to be the king over all of them. And he done an amazing thing, and he done something that I think is really, really important for us to think about. And that is, he just got up when they started trying to force him. He just got up and left. And the Bible says he went out and climbed a mountain alone. And I want to tell you something. I think that's good advice. I think that at any time that you and I find ourselves in a situation where people around us are trying to force us to do something that we don't want to do, force us to be something that we don't want to be, force us to agree with them or to go along with something that we don't want to go along with, I think we need to do exactly what Jesus did. I think we need to get up and get away from there. I don't think you need to argue. Listen, Jesus didn't argue with them. He didn't try to convince them. He didn't try to change their mind. He didn't try to see things their way. He didn't try to rationalize with all the things that's wrong with their views. He just left. He just put himself outside of that pressure. He just got away. Now, he loved these people. He really loved them. And it may be that somebody who you love is forcing you or pressuring you or trying to get you to do something you don't want to do. That happens. My friend, take Jesus' advice. Get away from that. Don't fight with them. Don't argue with them. Don't stay in a mess. Get up and get away from that. When people are trying to make you do or say or think something that you know is just not you. You must be honest and true to yourself. If you want God's blessing in your life, you can't try to please people all the time. You got to stop trying to please people. Now, Jesus loved these people and wanted to feed them, but he was there just to please them. He knew what he had to do. And so he left them and climbed a mountain alone. I don't know why he climbed the mountain, but maybe after being up here and coming up here and looking around, it kind of getting up this high maybe sometimes makes you feel that the world's a lot bigger, and maybe your problems aren't that big. Maybe your problem's a little smaller than you think they are. Up here, there's not the pressure from voices and people. And sometimes up here, you can feel maybe closer to God, and it's quieter. Or maybe you can hear his voice. I don't know, friend, but I know that there's a lot of pressure on people every day. I see every day somebody saying, you got to do this, or if you're not this way, you're that way, or saying, if you don't believe this way, then you believe that way. Don't let nobody tell you who you are. Don't let nobody try to force you into thinking you're something other than who you are. You be who God wanted you to be. And don't let anybody force you to do something you know is wrong. Get away from it. Don't fight with it. Don't argue with it. Don't try to learn to live with it. Do what Jesus did. Get up, get out, get yourself back on track with God, redefine who you are, what you're about, reestablish where you're going and what you're going to do, and then you can go back and face them. He went back and he faced them. And there was a lot of things happened after that. But he dealt with the pressure and the way you have to deal with it sometimes. I'm not saying you avoid conflict, but sometimes, friend, the only thing you can do is not argue, not fight. When you know what you're doing is right and someone else trying to force you to do something different, get out of there. and get away from it. Be true to yourself and true to God, and God will bless you. May the Lord bless you with a wonderful day.